One-shot Rocketeers with a quick wombo combo from a wolf pack and a hull cracker round to bring it crashing to the ground instantly. If you don't have a hull cracker, finish it with something like a juiced up anvil by focusing on the same thruster. Turn Rocketeers into surfboards by bringing them to the ground with a hornet driver. Once they're down to the ground, you can either follow this up with a flurry of rapid fire shots from hard-hitting weapons on a single thruster, or, if you like, you can surf on them and try to bring them down this way for a stylish takedown. Leapers hate fire. You can take advantage of this by utilizing multiple blaze grenades if thrown at its eyeball. In fact, you can one-shot these with a well-placed throw, force it to run through fire again, or better yet, stay in the fire longer to bring these nuisances down swiftly. If the blaze grenades don't do the trick, you can also clap them with impacts afterwards to get the job done. Get behind bastions and use showstopper grenades to stun lock them. This exposes their weak spot on their back. Now the world is your oyster. Perhaps the most effective way of taking these down is to use grenades that can attach to the enemy chassis. So, snap hooks are fantastic for this. Trigger grenades also absolutely rock them. If you're not in possession of these explosives, obviously a hull cracker works well here, but I've also found taking a torrent with you and going full Rambo on the rear weak spots is also a way you can deal with these. If you're in a team, use your teammates to take the aggro and position yourself with the torrent to bring in the pain. The same method works against the Bombardier. You don't necessarily need to stun them either, as they are much slower turning. You could also spam fire utility against them, much like the Leaper, or use heavy fuse grenades to absolutely crush these crab-looking suckers. Taking these enemies down gives you access to their drivers and units. Use these to your advantage against other players in PvP. Use SNitch drivers and laws to call in enemies on other raiders. You can set up an ambush using this technique to absolutely end a raider's day in the most miserable fashion possible. Being overrun by wasps, forcing them to move out of cover whilst taking damage from them opens up the perfect opportunity for you to deliver the coup de grace with your rifle. You can also throw leaper cores in on enemies for massive AoE damage. This works particularly well when you're pushing choke points in places like Dam in the tower. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. If you keep going into runs like a headless Scrappy, don't always be surprised when you end up getting ruined. It always pays off to have a clear plan in place. Are you doing a loot run? Then bring a loot augment and figure out where the spots are that you want to target. Learn the maps. Where are the good spots close to the western spawns on Dam? Where are the good loot spots on the eastern spawns? And so on and so forth. This will increase your chances of not only being first, getting the loot, and getting out, but over time, this will also compound for your overall game sense, map knowledge, and of course, the quality levels of your inventory. He who runs away lives to fight another day. Learn the art of strategic retreat. Don't be ashamed. Arc rewards you for capitalizing on momentum and the tides of battle. If you're getting clapped and don't feel like you can win a fight, just get away, reposition, and find somewhere to recover or re-engage your enemy from. It's much better to try and survive than to lose that loadout that you're so very fond of. Speaking of PvP, are you going to highly contested areas with a keycard like Dam Control? If so, you better be ready for a fight. Take combat augments, blue and pink gear, utility like showstopper grenades and jolt mines, explosives, anything that is going to help you hold and engage enemies at choke points, because believe me, you are going to get into some choke point fights if that's what you want to achieve in this game. In terms of PvP and loadout design, take the poke and push mindset as an approach. Take a poke weapon like the Pharaoh, the Anvil, the Osprey or the Renegade and use this to chip enemies from a safe distance, open on them, cause some nice damage before you decide to jump on your enemy with something more aggressive like a Stitch, Il Toro, Bobcat, or Volcano. Here's an example of this strategy being used superbly against me. They got the jump on me, and I panicked, and they capitalized. Also, nice little tip here, notice how they use the sliding mechanic to topple me very easily and completely throw my aim off. Use this approach, folks. It works wonders. When in a PvP engagement, limit the angles you can be attacked from. Always try to keep the enemy funneled in a certain direction. If in a team, use comms for this. Each hold angles and relay information to each other so you can better visualize the combat situation. In this regard, close doors behind you. Any method of information gathering is paramount to keep your team in the know and can be the difference between life and death in a lot of situations. Sound and audio cues can give you that extra layer of warning before the enemy make their move. React swiftly. If you get the upper hand, be ruthless and deliver those decisive blows. Push injured teams aggressively. Listen to your teammates' call-outs. If they want to do a dive on a team, do it with them. Numbers often win fights in Arc Raiders, and believe me, I've been the person that's caused problems here not doing this. If you don't dive in when your team do, they can lose their engagements purely because you were too passive. Don't be that passive person, folks. Master the art of rotation in combat. Whenever it's possible, keep the enemy guessing. The best form of offense in this game is to create confusion. If you keep yourself in cover and waiting for the enemy to reveal themselves, the tick rate in this game is unfortunately shocking, and this allows you to get your shots in super quick before the enemy has a chance to respond. Absolutely use this to your advantage and keep switching from the over-shoulder camera angles to get a better look. Also, peek from different positions. Crouch sometimes, stand sometimes. Try diving across to the other side of a corridor to use varied angles. Just do not stay static and allow enemies to pinpoint your position. Bring Vita Sprays into PvP fights. They are absolutely insane in terms of heal potential, and they're infinite because they are based on durability. If you want to be really efficient, pop it into your safe pocket when you're not using it so you don't lose it as often. You can farm these super easily in the Buried City loot spot just west of the Santa Maria apartments when you have some downtime. I've dropped 8 from here, and I've put a link in the description for 3 excellent farming routes, which includes this one, to help you get rich in the description and also at the end of the video. Check it out. If an enemy is camping a corner in a gunfight, make sure you're using your utility to your advantage. Impact grenades and other explosives to pressure enemies off corners, or also really nice to do is using showstopper grenades to stun lock them right before a synchronized push with your teammates. This can easily win you a fight and get you that vital kill. When breaching doors, look from side to side. Not many people realize this. Keep your eye out for any sneaky hobbits lining up that nasty headshot when your guard is down. A lot of people just stare at the door and then wonder why person comes up behind them with a crowbar and slaps them to death. If you found this video helpful and want more Arc Raiders content, then please do slap a like on the video to feed the algorithm, and of course sub to the channel to keep informed. The next video on offer is a top 3 best loot locations to get yourself tooled up with the best gear and boatloads of coins in the least stressful way possible. Check out this next video. It's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.